Question number 11 from the Get Ready Guide for the Bergen Academies admission test. One day from 10:52 a.m. to 1:36 p.m., a group of painters began to paint some paintings at a competition. At what time was the competition half over? Okay, so we need to find how much time the competition took in the first place in order to find how much time passed till it was half over, and then we can calculate what time it was. So on a test like this, we want to be quick, but we do want to be careful as well. So let's just take this a step at a time. So 10:52 a.m. Now add 2 hours to that, you get 12:52, right? p.m. Now add 8 minutes. Now it's 1 p.m. And then to get to 1:36, which is when it was over, we need to add 36 minutes. Okay, so let's add all this. 2 hours plus 8 minutes plus 36 minutes is 2 hours and 44 minutes. Now, don't worry about converting this into a decimal or fraction. I just want to keep it the way it is. Now, half over, which is what the question is asking you, would be when how much time passes half of the time of the competition. So half of 2 hours is 1 hour, half of 44 minutes is 22 minutes. So 1 hour, 22 minutes. So what time is it now? It's 1 hour, 22 minutes after 10:52. Okay, so let's change a color. 10:52, after 1 hour, it's 11:52. After 8 minutes, it's 12 o'clock. But I need 22 minutes to pass. So how many minutes are remaining? I took away 8 minutes from the 22, so I'm left with 14 minutes. So add 14 minutes to that, you get 12:14. So the answer is C. Question number 12. How many two-digit numbers consist of 2 even digits? Okay. Now, two-digit numbers, so we start with 10 and we end at 99. Now, the question is, how many two-digit numbers have 2 even digits? Okay, so any two-digit number that starts with 1 won't work because the first number 1 is odd, and I need the 2 digits to be even, right? So I need to start with 2. So 20, that's even. 21 is not. 22 is. 23 is not, so 24. 25 is not, so 26. 27 is not, so 28. Okay, how about 30? No, that doesn't work because 3 is odd, right? So I cancel that out. So what do I have afterwards? 40, and then 60, and then 80. Okay, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. How many are these? 5. So I have 5 two-digit numbers that have 2 even digits from 20 till 28. Similarly, I have 5 from 40 to 48. Similarly, I have 5 from 60 to 68, and similarly, I have 5 from 80 to 88. Afterwards, I have 90 and 91 and 92. They won't work because 9 is an odd number. So add 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. 5 times 4 is 20. The answer is A. Okay, question number 13. What is the largest sum which can be obtained by adding a negative integer, like -1, -2, -3, these are negative integers, to its reciprocal? What is the reciprocal of a number? It is 1 over a number. Okay, so let's just try. Let's say you get -1. You're going to add that to the reciprocal of -1, which is 1 over -1. 1 over -1 means -1. So you're basically saying -1 plus -1. Plus and minus makes a negative. So it's -1 minus 1. So the answer would be -2. Okay. First of all, -2 is not in the answer choices. So let's try the next one. What's the next negative integer that we have? -2. Okay. Plus 1 over negative 2, which is the same as saying negative 1 over 2. So it's saying negative 2 plus negative half, which is negative 2, minus half, which is negative 2 and a half, negative 2.5, because they're both negatives. This is the largest number that I have. Now, there's a little trick here. The question says, what is the largest sum? Remember, when you have negative numbers, the largest one of them is the one closest to 0. So negative 2.5 is actually bigger than negative 3.3, and is bigger than negative 4.25, and is bigger than negative 5.2. So negative 5.2 is actually the smallest answer, and D would be the biggest answer in a negative number. Of course, 0 is bigger than negative 2.5, but we're looking for a sum which can be obtained by adding a negative integer to its reciprocal. Now, some people say, well, why don't we use 0? For two reasons. Number one, 0 isn't negative, okay? And it's not positive either. 0 is neither positive nor negative, so it doesn't work. Number two is because we need to add this to its reciprocal, remember? And there is no such thing as 1 over 0. It's undefined. Okay. Number 14. A toy store increases its prices by 10% and then decreases the new prices of their toys by 10%. So first they will increase the prices by 10%, and then afterwards they're going to decrease the new price, the price that already has a 10% increase. They're going to decrease these new prices by 10%. What is the price of an originally $50 toy after the two changes? A typical question on the test called successive discounts or successive markups if I am increasing the price. So basically we know that this toy cost $50. Now, when we have a 10% increase, what's 10% of 50? 10% of 50 is 5. So after adding $5, which is the 10% increase, the new price is $55. Now what? My new price is $55. But now I have a 10% decrease. That's my second step. Okay? What is 10% of 55? It's 55 divided by 10, which is 5.5. So I have $55 minus $5.50, which is the 10% decrease. 55 minus 5.5 is 49.5, so $49.50. Answer B. Number 15. Determine the value of the following expression. Now, here we need to remember to use order of operations. So I need to do what's inside parentheses first, then I need to start with multiplication and division, then subtraction and addition from left to right. So we start with what's inside the parentheses first. So here are my parentheses. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8, minus negative 2, all divided by 3 over 6. Okay? Now I need to do what's in parentheses first. So negative 8 minus negative 2 is like saying negative 8 plus 2. So it's negative 6 divided by 3 over 6. Now, remember, when we're dividing by a fraction, it means we are multiplying by the reciprocal of the fraction. So if I take this up here in a different color, I'm basically saying negative 6 divided by 3 over 6. Now, negative 6 divided by 3 over 6 is negative 6 times, change division to multiplication, and flip the fraction, right? Reciprocal. Now, simplify. 3 divided by 3 is 1, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So we have negative 2 times 6, which is negative 12. The answer is E.